Hello students, today we are going to see another area of magnetic effect of current. So far we have discussed the force part, that is force on a current carrying wire. So and we know that from force that can, the force can also lead us to moment of force called torque. So basically where we are going towards in today's class, we are going towards finding a torque on a circular coil. Or not only circular coil but any shaped coil. If it is placed in a magnetic field, then it is going to experience a torque, and we are going to see what is the formula of that torque. Point number one. In order to derive the derivation for this, we are going to use a square or rectangle, you can say, or square you can say, but this square or rectangle shaped loop. Okay, because it is easy for us to find the expression of torque. But whatever is the final expression which we are going to get, it is applicable for any type shaped loop. It can be a circular loop, it can be an irregular, it can be a trapezium, it can be a rhombus, any shape. So the final expression is a general expression. But in order to derive that general expression, we are going through a square shape or a rectangular shape coil. Okay, so we are going to see in a very short while. But before that, we have to define a parameter over here. And that parameter we have to define is magnetic moment. We have discussed about this a little bit, but it's just a definition. It's called magnetic moment. Now, what exactly is magnetic moment? Magnetic moment, just like the way we define a dipole moment. Remember dipole moment in electrostatic, we define a dipole moment as what? It's a system of two equal and opposite charges, and dipole moment is defined as one of the charge multiplied by distance between them, direction from negative to positive. Similarly, in the same manner we are going to define a magnetic moment. We are going to define this. Now, what exactly is magnetic moment? We use the word M to denote this. M is a vector quantity, and how it is defined? It is defined as current multiplied by area. Okay, and if we are talking about a loop which has n number of turns, then that becomes your n times of I. So this is the total current multiplied by area. Now, what exactly is area over here? Area here is area of the loop. Area of the loop. For example, if my current is in the form of circular wire, then here the area will be is equal to pi times of r square. If I say that my loop is in the form of a square or rectangle, let us see whichever way it is. So in that case, if I consider this length to be L and this breadth to be B, so here the length will be equal to length into breadth. Okay. So for circle, pi r square, and for rectangular loop, it is length into breadth. Now, what is happening over here is one more thing, that is M is also having a direction, and this magnetic moment is a vector quantity. So definitely it has a direction, and the direction will be given by the area vector over here. Now we know that for an area vector, if you remember my logic, the area vector has area vector is a direction perpendicular to the surface. So if I consider this to be my surface, and this surface, this one will be the area vector over here, this one, perpendicular to the surface. Now either this or the other side. So either this is also perpendicular and this is also perpendicular. So which one to take? So to take which one, we come up with this direction of current. So here if I say, if my current is anti-clockwise, then the area vector will be like this one, this plus k cap over here. And if my current is clockwise, that means the area vector will be perpendicular to the surface but inward. So minus k cap. Okay. So magnetic moment is a very easy parameter to find. Ni multiplied by A, where A decides the direction of magnetic moment. And to decide the direction of magnetic moment, it is perpendicular to the surface. A surface has two perpendiculars on either side. Which one to select? So for that, you go with the right hand thumb rule for the current. Okay, so if the current is flowing like this, then I will select this perpendicular. If the current is going like this, I will select this perpendicular. So for this one, I can write magnetic moment is equal to N I A. A is how much? A, I can use capital I, small I. pi r square k cube. This is the magnetic moment of this one. For this one, magnetic moment will be is equal to, if it has n number of loops, let us say n length, I multiplied by area. Area is length into breadth. Direction is plus k cube. So this is the magnetic moment of this loop, and this is the magnetic moment of this loop, and this is how we find the magnetic moment. Okay, so just don't forget this one, NIA. Okay, you can remember this as National Institute of Art or National Institute of Aerodynamics or National Intelligence Agency, anything, NIA, whichever way, just remember it. Now moving ahead, so now we have understood what is magnetic moment. So magnetic moment is this. We defined this term as a magnetic moment, and it has a direction. Now let's move ahead, and the next heading we are going to discuss now is torque on a current carrying current carrying loop placed in, this word is uniform. This word uniform is very important. Placed in uniform magnetic field, because whatever we are going to derive, it's with respect to the concept of uniform magnetic field. Okay, so allow me to rub this part now. Consider that I have a loop. I have a loop of side length. Let us say I have a side length of length L. This is side length of length L, and this one is length B. Okay, I will not draw L. The lesser I draw lines over here, the more simpler will be the diagram. So this side length is L and this side length is B. Okay. Let us say it is having a current. So let us say this is the current flowing in the circuit. Okay, the current flowing in the circuit, and now this is being placed in a magnetic field. Now let's try to find the direction of force here. What is the force formula? The force formula, we know that it is equal to IL cross B. This is the force. So this is my, let us say I want to find the force on this wire. So if I have to find the force on this wire, this is my IL cross B. IL cross B. Where is the force acting? Force will act here. This is my force F. Similarly on this wire, this is my IL cross B. Force will be along this direction. This one also, IL cross B, force will be along this direction. IL cross B, force will be along this direction. So what you see here? You can see here that, you can see here in this case that the net force over here, what is the net force? The net force here in this loop is 0. Always, any shaped loop, the net force, if it is in a uniform magnetic field, it will always add up to 0. This cancel, this cancel. But are we saying that torque is also 0? Let us see now. Okay, so net force is obviously 0. Now this is a free body. If it is a free body, then obviously this will be having a center of mass. So a free body has a tendency to rotate about a center of mass, about an axis. So let us say that if this is the center, let us say that this is my axis. I want to rotate. If you can rotate like this. If this is my loop over here, then I can make some arrangement so that the loop can either rotate like this or the loop can rotate like this. Does not matter, the physics will not change. Okay. So for my convenience, let us say I am going to rotate it like this. Okay, I am going to rotate it like this. Fine. So consider that this is my axis over here. Now from here, what is the torque formula? Torque formula is R cross F. What is R? R is the distance measured from the axis. So this is my R. This is my R. This is my R. This is my R. Now the formula says R cross F. Remember torque formula? That means R F times of sin theta. That means I want some perpendicular. If you do remember class 10 or class 11 also, if this is my axis of rotation and if this is my force F, then this is the perpendicular distance R. This is what I call RF. The theta is 90 degree. Or if not that, at least it should have some component. At least it should have some component. So if I consider this as the F, then this will become this component will be parallel to R. This component of F will be parallel to R, but this component of F will be perpendicular to R. So it is the perpendicular component which creates the torque. Over here, if you can see at this instant, particularly over here, the R and the F both makes an angle of 0 degree. So here also R, F are parallel. If you go in this direction, R, F are parallel. If you go in this direction, R, F are parallel. If you go here is R and F are parallel. So right now in this configuration, my net torque is also equal to 0. Now let me define this configuration. What is this configuration? This is that configuration in which theta is equal to 0 degree. What is theta here? Where theta is the angle between magnetic field and magnetic moment. Now what is magnetic moment over here? If the current is flowing like this, magnetic moment will definitely have a direction inward. Correct? Also the magnetic field, you can see the cross mark over here, that indicates the magnetic field is also inward. So that means the theta is equal to 0 because magnetic moment is inside, magnetic field is also inside. So theta, if I define theta, because this theta is very important, it's coming very soon. Theta is 0. What is theta? Theta I am defining as the angle between the field and the magnetic moment. So in this case, the torque is also equal to 0. Even for theta equal to 0 or 180, either in this case also the torque will be equal to 0. That means if I just imagine it in the same case, if the current is anti-clockwise, so the magnetic moment will have a direction in this direction and the magnetic field will be in this direction. So the angle between them is 0 degrees. So in this case also the magnetic field, the torque will be equal to 0. So how to create a torque now? So what we are going to do now, we are going to disturb it a bit. We are going to disturb it. So that basically your derivation starts now. Okay, but please make a note of these things. So this was the original position of the loop. Consider that this is how the loop was previously held, just exactly here the way I have drawn over here. Okay, this one. Now let me say that, as I told you, I am going to rotate this one. I am going to rotate this one a bit like this. Okay. So let us say I am rotating it by a small angle. So we also put it like. So I have tilted, I have just rotated it by a small angle, look at here, by a small angle theta. Okay? Small angle theta. What is this theta? This theta is still the angle between magnetic field and the magnetic moment. Now consider this one now. Let us say that this field was inside, okay? The field was inside. Field is inside. So I am just showing to you like this. Field is inside. That is the board now, so that you can see it properly. And if I consider the current flowing in the loop is like this, so it will have a magnetic moment also in this direction. So earlier, as I said, theta will be equal to 0 degree. Okay? Now, as I slightly rotate this, my field is still in the same direction, so field is not going to change, but magnetic moment will change. So if I slightly rotate it, so from 0 degree, this is my 0 degree, correct? This is my 0 degree. This is 0 degree, correct? Now this one is here, so I am rotating it. So if I rotate this is the area vector. If I rotate it, this will also rotate. Okay, okay. Area vector. See, area vector is rotating. If I rotate the loop, so if this is my field and this is my area vector initially, and then if I slightly rotate it, my area vector will also rotate. So if I rotate the loop by theta, I am creating angle also theta between the area vector and the magnetic moment. Okay, so that's the reason why this theta is very, very important. Okay, now earlier my force and r vector were in the same line, correct? But now if this is my point, so one of the force on current, if the current is in this direction, I can say that the current is traveling from here to here. So this line will still experience a force in this direction. Okay, fine. It is rotating like this. Now this was the force earlier. This was the force earlier. Now if I tilt this, if I tilt it, the force is not going to change because this is my axis of rotation. This is my axis of rotation. So if this axis is fixed, it is rotating like this. Yeah, there will be an effect on this one. The force earlier was here in this direction. When I tilt it, the force will be in this direction. Look at it. The force earlier was in this direction. When I tilt it, force goes in this direction. Can you see that? But over here, because this is my axis, so this force still acts in this direction. This force still acts in this direction. This force acts in this direction. Okay? IL cross B. This is your IL cross B, force upward. It like this, IL cross B. Okay? So force is upward. So here also force will be, over here will be also force will be downward. Midpoint is somewhere here, so this is my force. It's a three-dimensional picture which you have to understand. Okay. This force will not create any problem. Now look at here. This was R, this was F. Now this is my F. Okay, so if you rotate like this, look at here what has happened to the R part. This was R, this was F, correct? Both making an angle of 0 degree. Now when you rotate it, this F will always be up, the F will be always in the upward direction. So when you rotate the loop, your R also rotates. So now R and F make some angle. So initially R and F are at 0 degree. Sorry. R and F are at 0 degree. When you rotate it, the F is still in the upward direction. So can you see this R? This R and F will make an angle theta. Will make an angle of theta. So if I draw that R over here, this is my R, and if I extrapolate this, this also makes an angle theta. This also makes an angle of theta. Now we have to write. This will carry 1 mass. So you have to write that net force is equal to 0. Okay? Let us rotate the loop. Let us rotate the loop A, B, C, D by angle theta. As shown in the diagram. Okay. Now, torque on BC wire the BC part, is equal to 0 since R and F makes an angle of 0 degree. Makes an angle of 0 degree. Similarly, you can write torque on AD. You can write both together. Torque on BC and AC, DA. Torque on BC and DA wire is equal to 0. Since R and F makes an angle of 0 degree, so torque will become 0. Okay. So just write this one. This you have to write to get 1 mark. Okay. Torque on BC, this part, BC and DA. Torque on BC and DA wire is equal to 0 since R and F makes an angle of 0 degree. So now torque on AB wire will be equal to, the formula says RF sin theta. Now what is R here? That is the interesting part. What is R here? This length was L. Look at this, length was L. So R is nothing but equal to L by 2. So I can write here as R as equal to L by 2 because the loop was having a length of torque on AB wire will be equal to L by 2 into F sin theta. So from the midpoint till here, if this is my L, then from midpoint till here it will become L by 2. Here you have to write in the very beginning. I'm so sorry, I forgot to introduce this first. Consider a loop of side length L and B. Okay, and then we move forward. Net force is equal to 0 and having current I. And having current I placed in magnetic field, D. Okay, this much you have to write. Consider a loop of side length L and B and having current I placed in magnetic field B. So now you can write net force is equal to 0 as shown in the diagram. Let us rotate the loop ABCD by angle theta as shown in the diagram. Torque on BC and DA wire will be equal to 0 since R and F makes an angle of 0 degree. Torque on AB wire will be equal to RF sin theta. What is R? R now you can define as L by 2, so you will write L by 2 F sin theta. But what is F here? F is ILB because we know the formula. So F is IL. What is L length? This is the length. How much is this length? The formula says ILB. So for AB length, this length is equal to how much? That length is equal to B, correct? Because this length is L and this length is B. So you will write here IB multiplied by B multiplied by sin theta, correct? Okay, remember the formula says ILB. ILB formula means what? What is L? L is the length of the wire. So what is my length of the wire from A to B? My length of the wire from A to B is length B because I have considered a side length of L and B. So this is length L, this has to be B. This is length L, this has to be B. So I will write IBB into sin theta. Direction. This R cross F. Now remember, this was your F, and since this was the R initially, as I tilted, your R goes like this. So this is my F, this is my R. So what is the formula of torque? Torque formula says R cross F. Remember R cross F? So R cross F. Look at here. R cross F. R cross F. Where it is pointing? R cross F. It is pointing in this direction. Correct? It is going to try to rotate it back. So you are trying to rotate the loop like this by creating an angle theta. The moment you create an angle theta, the torque will try to push it back. So this is your R cross F. It will try to rotate in this direction. So from my side, if you see, it will rotate anti-clockwise. So direction is in this. Thumb points the direction. clockwise, anti-clockwise, the sense of rotation. This is the rotation, but that is not direction. Clockwise and anti-clockwise is a sense of rotation. It rotates clockwise or anti-clockwise. But what is the direction? Direction is always perpendicular to it. So if it rotates like this, then direction is in this direction. So what is this direction? This direction is your I cap. Oh, sorry, minus. Okay. Keep that in mind. So direction will be minus I cap. Or if that is confusion, then you just write here anti-clockwise. This direction is anti-clockwise seen from what is this side? Seen from left side. Okay, anti-clockwise seen from left side. Okay. Done. Now one more left. C to D. Now come to C to D now. Torque on CD will be equal to R F sin theta. R is again L by 2. From here to here, this is again L by 2. So R is again L by 2. F will be equal to I. Length of the wire is B multiplied by B. ILB into sin theta. Direction. Now earlier, this was F, this was R. Now since I have rotated, so this part has gone inside, correct? This was here, the loop was here, this has gone in. This has gone in. So if it has gone in, then this is my R. This one is your R, this one is your R, this one is your F. So R cross F. R cross F seen from this direction is again anti-clockwise. Okay? Basically both the torque will get added up. Obviously it is not going to subtract. It would have been subtracted, I would have written net torque equals to 0. No point of this theory only. So it is going to add up. Okay? And direction anti-clockwise. Seen from left side. That means both the torque are in the same direction. Now, even if you don't write this, anti-clockwise seen from left side, anti-clockwise seen from left side. If you don't want to write, don't write. At least you write torque on CD and torque on AB will be in the same direction. That much you can write. So now you can write here, since torque on AB, sorry, no, not AB, AB. Torque on AB and CD wire is in same direction, therefore total torque will be is equal to torque on AB plus torque on CD, and that is equal to L by 2 IBB sin theta plus L by 2 I small b capital B sin theta, and that is equal to, what is L by 2 plus L by 2? I can take IBB sin theta common, then L by 2 becomes L. So I will get this one as I, L by 2 has become L. Or we can write like this, 2L by 2 IB B sin theta. So 2 gets cancelled out. This implies, now here there is a trick over here, okay? So you will write this one as I first, and now write L and breadth together, length and breadth together, and then you write B sin theta. Okay? Now what is length into breadth? Okay, I am coming here now. Okay? What is length into breadth? Length into breadth is area. So I will get torque is equal to I into area multiplied by B into sine theta. Consider the loop has n turns. So the torque will be is equal to NIA into B sine theta. Now what is NIA? NIA is nothing but magnetic moment multiplied by B sine theta. And this I can now write in vector form as M cross B. Because the sine theta, so it has to be M cross B. Okay? This is the formula of torque. M cross B, where theta is the angle, as I told, remember in the very beginning I told over here, what is theta? Theta is of great importance, where theta is the angle between magnetic moment and magnetic field. And when is the torque zero? Torque is zero when the magnetic moment and the magnetic field are parallel to each other. Okay? And when is the torque maximum? Torque is maximum when the angle between magnetic moment and magnetic field is 90 degree. I just draw these two diagrams for you. When the torque is zero. Torque is zero if this is my magnetic field. If this is my magnetic field, and torque is zero in this case. Okay, because in this case the magnetic moment will have a direction inside. Cross mark indicates the field is also inside. So in this case the torque is equal to zero. Because why? Because theta is equal to zero. Or theta is equal to 180 degrees also possible if I just change the direction of current from clockwise to anti-clockwise. And when is the torque maximum? Torque is maximum when the loop is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So that this is my area vector, magnetic moment vector. Okay? And this is my magnetic field. So if this is my loop initially like here with the let us say the magnetic moment pointing inside, so when it rotates over here like this, okay, so when it rotates like this, magnetic moment will be upside, but magnetic field is still inside, so the angle between magnetic field and the magnetic moment will become 90 degrees. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. See, this is the magnetic field going in, magnetic field going in, and the magnetic moment is now in this direction. That means the loop from here has become like this. So that is equal to, torque is equal to maximum. And that is equal happens when theta is equal to 90 degree or when theta is equal to 270 degree. That is the maximum torque. Okay. See the amount of derivations. There's lot of talk happening just to make you understand this entire three-dimensional structure. There's a lot of talk happening, but if you see the derivation part is very simple. Okay, two wires will have torque equal to zero. I'm just telling those people who are still struggling to understand this. No problem. If you haven't understand, give yourself some time. But for remember, if it comes in the board exam, keep it very simple. Consider a loop. Like define the loop first. Consider a loop of length L and B. Rotate it by an angle. Initially the net force, net torque is zero. Then rotate by an angle theta. So take two wires, this wire and this wire. Okay. Take two wires and just write torque is equal to zero because angle between R and F is 0 degree. Now only two are left, A, B and this two. So and both of them will have the same logic. Okay. R cross F. What is R? Half of the side length. What is force? ILB. L as per the direction, as per the length which you have considered. So if I consider AB length, the length is B. So IB, capital B into sin theta. And then we just write that both the torque here and here the torque will be in the same direction. So they will get added up. No one is going to ask you prove that it is in the same direction. Trust me, nobody. You have to just mention that it is in the same direction. And then you add them up and then you get the answer, and at the end you write in the vector form as M cross B. So if you see the derivation part. Okay, there's a small correction over here which I forgot to, I mean like not correction, it's just like you have to tell the examiner that this one which I'm calling as force, so you have to just write this as force. This you have to write as force F. And over here when you are writing LB, in the next step when you go here as IAB sin theta, you have to write A as, you have to write A where A is area of loop given by length into breadth. Okay, and then you proceed further, and hopefully no marks will be deducted by the examiner. Okay, thank you for watching.